Welcome everyone to our live Accelebration event. I'm coming to you live from Boulder, Colorado here in our Humanities Team studio. I'm here with a special guest. I'll introduce you to him here in just a moment. So a few things as we get started. As I mentioned, we call this Accelebration because this whole hour is about accelerating our conscious journey. And at the same time, it's Friday afternoon here in Boulder. And it's about celebration. Hey, it's been a great week, coming into a good weekend. And so we're going to do both. We're going to do a watch party and look at some really valuable material that I think you'll enjoy. And we'll relax, enjoy, have fun. We've got our favorite beverages here, as we always do, our kombucha and our essential water. So hope you put your feet up here, relax, and have some fun with us too. Let's shout out to our friends that are humanities streamers. So thank you all for joining us. Our friends in Humanities Team that are on Zoom, humanities.team, and our Facebook community, thank you for being here. And our friends with the Sign Network, where we're broadcasting to a number of Sign Network sites. Thank you all for joining us here on this Friday afternoon also. Now, as we always do, we're going to take your comments and questions and things that you share during the hour. So we've got a screen right here, and we can read the things that you're sharing during the hour, and invite you to just take a moment here and shout out from where you're coming in from and any questions or comments that you might have. Now let me introduce my partner here and colleague, Noah. Tim Noah, he goes by Noah. And here we go.
Hey!
There he is. All right.
Here we are. Surprise.
So Noah's right here in the studio with me. Remember last week, it looked like Bruce Lipton and I were sitting right here together. Now that was Noah and Jim Gray who had created this hold-on effect where Bruce was actually coming to you live from New Zealand, and I was coming to you live from Boulder, Colorado, and they just put us right here together. Looked like in two chairs sitting next to each other. That was a whole lot of fun. In this case, we're really hanging together. I know. Here we are. Hey.
Yeah, we have our kombuchas, we got the drinks, our papers, our waterproof Bibles, and we're set to chat.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's a jacuzzi just out the door, so that's what the waterproof Bible is for. So you can jacuzzi and read your favorite sacred text passage. I know as we come into summer here, we're in the spring equinox here now. So now we've got a number of different things that we're going to get to here during the hour. This is kind of a watch party program. Our theme, though, is soft technology. Yeah, so why soft technology? Well, the first thing that we're going to talk about in our watch party, the first video that we're going to get to here in just a moment, is from this program called Smarter, Stronger, Faster. And this is with Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and Lynn McTaggart. And it focuses on what they call the soft technology. So our decision making, our creativity, our visioning, all of that comes from our soft technology. It's another way of framing kind of where this comes from within our being. And so this series, Smarter, Stronger, Faster, gets into how we can take full advantage of our soft technology, how we can grow into our full potential and capacities. Now, we last week did the program with Greg Braden. This week we did a program on Tuesday with Lynn McTaggart, and we're doing a program then tomorrow morning. It begins at 9 a.m. Pacific with Bruce H. Lipton, PhD. And Bruce's program is called How Did We Get Here and Where Are We Going? Okay, that's the name of the program that we're going to be doing tomorrow beginning at 9 a.m. Pacific. So that's noon Eastern time. Now we're going to put on, we've got on the screen right here, you can see a URL where you can go to register to watch this program with Bruce. As well, it might even be easier if you just go to humanitiesteam.org And then you'll see actually at the top of the website, sign up for free, Smarter, Stronger, Faster. You can click on that to register, or you can just scroll down the site and you'll see that program featured there as well, and you can register. So there are a lot of different ways to easily register for this program with Bruce. Now, when you register for the series, you will participate in the program tomorrow, but you're also going to get links to the programs that we just did with Greg Braden and Lynn McTaggart. So, and I know you'll get a lot out of this series. So, invite you to watch it. Now, we're going to go here in just a moment to a video clip from the series, so you can get a sense for what this is about. But no, I want to come back to you here. We've had a lot of fun with this series. Here we are back together in the studio. We've had a lot of fun with Greg and with Lynn, now with Bruce tomorrow. What are some of your favorite things here in this series, Noah?
Oh, well, first of all, I'll let the series speak for itself here, Steve. In the clips that we'll share, and if you sign up, you'll get the fullness of them. And the scientists share their perspectives exactly as they're meant to, as they're called to do, and as so many people appreciate. One thing that I'd like to share that maybe is not readily accessible is the joy that we have in working with these folks, working with these scientists. And Greg and Bruce and Lynn are such a pleasure to work with. You know, Greg in particular, just so always joyful and pleasant to work with, actually living the teachings. It's not just a theoretical thing. It's when we work with these people, with Greg and Bruce, you get a sense. Last week he comes in, and maybe we'll have Lynn on as a guest soon enough. But such a joy, and just the interaction with them is healing. And just emailing with them, you're getting a sense for their teachings. So I guess demonstrate or to communicate with everybody that these people, even behind the public face, are embodying the teachings that they're disseminating, that they're teaching.
Yes, thank you for bringing that in. So true. You know, I've got my reading glasses on because I want to share a little more about the program tomorrow. But first, Greg and Bruce and Lynn have never done a program like this together, a series, where we actually spent about a year creating this series. It's called Stronger, Smarter, Faster. And then there is a masterclass that follows called Technology, Consciousness, and Evolution. We're a nonprofit, so it's priced very attractively. But these three have never come together to create a program such as this, and they spent a year working with us creating this program, and it's phenomenal. As you're mentioning here, Noah, one of the really cool things about them, and I would say really for our faculty and humanities team, is our whole value proposition actually is about that, is sort of making the word flesh. You know, it's about embodying teachings. It's about expressing the teachings, which is what's the most important thing on our conscious journey. It's not just creating the awareness, this awakening experience, which we've all had, which is why we're on the conscious journey in the first place. It's going much deeper than that into really living the teachings, and that's where the real fruit is. And the real fun is, too, as Noah's sharing. It's a lot of fun working with these folks where they really are endeavoring to be as loving and truthful and supportive and nurturing, you know, as they can. So it's been a total blast. Now, let me share a little more about Bruce's program here tomorrow. So Bruce, I'm going to just read this because I don't want to lose any of the power of what his program is. This is the program that's tomorrow at 9 a.m. Pacific. That's when it begins. Understand the full role of consciousness, according to the principles of quantum physics, plays in shaping your life experiences. Free yourself from the limitations of 4 myth perceptions that have misprogrammed civilization into believing that we are victims of our heredity. Take control of your genetics, your health, and your life experiences by exerting influence over the signals sent to your mind by your consciousness, beliefs, and emotions. Participate in the unfolding of this simple two-step process that advances planetary evolution as we complete the third cycle of an upward evolutionary spiral. Understand what the new emerging story of evolution means for your life and how to best use this newfound understanding to advance your own evolution and the evolution of our whole species. So isn't that really astonishing? These are all the things that Bruce H. Lipton gets to during his program with us tomorrow. So again, if you go to humanitiesteam.org, and you can sign up there for Smarter, Stronger, Faster, this free series, or on the screen we've got the URL. It's a bit long, but if you write that down, you can go to this location as well to sign up for the free series, and then you'll participate with us tomorrow. I'll come on and welcome everybody at the beginning, and then we'll get to live question and answer right after we do the program with Bruce. But you're also going to get links to the program with Greg Braden and Lynn McTaggart. So let's go ahead and now go right to this footage that we've selected that gives you an actual feeling, some visual insight into what Smarter, Stronger, Faster is.
Everything is one thing. Everything is energy. And for this is where human civilization has a problem, is because you grow up in a world of this is physical and this is invisible and this, you know, like here's some radio waves, no, that's invisible stuff. And I say, here's the radio, and I say, oh, that's the physical part. And so we separate the universe like that. The insights offered by spirituality are not accidents or coincidence. They're understandings of how our consciousness, the invisible field, is shaping this world. And yet we look at the world as a physical thing is affecting me, a physical, chemical, a drug, whatever it is. I go, no, it's all energy and it's an illusion. The fact is consciousness is creating this, and it's energy, and energy is shaping matter. So once we start to own this as truth, and all of a sudden people start to recognize the power of consciousness. You have to be very careful in one sense, because you don't realize your thoughts are being manifest into reality. The consciousness of the brain is translated into chemistry that goes through the body via the blood. So that the blood is not just providing nutrition, the blood provides information to the cells. The chemistry of the brain is a complement to the picture in the mind. If you have a positive picture, you create positive chemistry, and if you have a negative picture, unfortunately, you create negative chemistry. The chemistry is a complement to the picture. I say, why is that relevant? Because the chemistry goes through the blood, and that chemistry is used to adjust the genetics and the behavior of our cells. And I go, oh my goodness, then the picture in the mind ultimately is the information translated by cells into genetics and behavior. And I go, absolutely. And then we start to understand them, oh my goodness, and the consciousness, which is generating those pictures, is the primary element responsible for the character of our lives. Your consciousness is creating your life experiences. Placebo is a result of positive thinking. What is the consequence of negative thinking? I go, oh my God, it's equally powerful in shaping your life as is the positive thinking. And in medicine, negative thinking consequences are referred to as the nocebo effect. I go, what does that mean? I said, negative thinking can cause any disease in your body to manifest and can even kill you. Just the thought you're going to die with belief behind it, that will kill you. So the power is this. It's not whether it's positive belief or negative belief. The point is simply this. It's belief, which is consciousness, which ends up shaping the character of your life. Your thoughts are not just passing through your head. Your thoughts are manifesting a life experience. And all of a sudden it says then we should pretty much be concerned about what we're thinking these days.
Well, most people think of matter as this solid and stable thing. You know, the big sticks and stones world out there, they think is fixed and immutable. We're told that, we're separate objects and very well-behaved ones that operate according to fixed laws in time and space. But the new science coming forward demonstrates that things are very mutable and also influenceable. When you get to the smallest elements of matter, they aren't an actual something. They're just an energy trade. They're a poof of vibratory nothingness. And so they're trading information back and forth, but they're also not a set entity yet. Scientists understand a thing called superposition. And to describe this to you, think of an auditorium full of empty chairs. Now, if a subatomic particle is in a state of superposition, it is occupying every single chair all at the same time. It's all possible states all at once. And the only thing that collapses that down to a set state is the involvement or observation of an observer. Matter, subatomic matter, isn't a fixed anything. It's not an entity yet. I like to say it's a little like unset jello. And that our involvement, our observation gets that jello to set. And we know from a vast amount of science that I talk about and I write about, that things are influenceable, that thoughts are not just things, but thoughts are trespassers that go outside our head and traverse into other people and things and affect them and alter them. And we know this not because of supposition, but because of an enormous body of science that has demonstrated that we can change everything from single-celled organisms to full-fledged human beings. We can affect our world. We are broadcasting 24/7. We are out there broadcasting with every thought we hold. It is affecting. We think, therefore we affect. We have more equipment than any machine, and we don't use it. Many of the ancients have known about this for centuries, and we have somehow forgotten this. But there is solid evidence that we can see beyond our senses and pick up information beyond our five senses, that we can operate out of time, that we are picking up information from the past and from the future all the time. In fact, time, when we understand it as a forward-going arrow, that is not demonstrated to be true. That is one of our most fundamental beliefs, that, we're born, we grow older, we die. Life is a forward-going arrow from cradle to grave. We now understand, and most quantum physicists will accept this, that time is not one little arrow. Time is much more like one big smeared out now. And that we can access all kinds of information. This is not supposition, this is not superstition, this is not religion, this is scientific fact.
We appeared on Earth 200,000 years ago, fully intact, fully enabled, with a brain 50% larger than any other our nearest primate relatives, an extended neural network that we're going to talk about in this program that allows us to self-regulate our own biology. And if you compare our DNA now to the DNA that's extracted from ancient fossils representing those forms of life, we haven't changed. That is not Darwin's idea of evolution. We arrived with everything we need, light years beyond what was needed to survive in that moment. It was already with us.
We have more equipment than any machine, and we don't use it. Many of the ancients have known about this for centuries.
The fact is, consciousness is creating this, and it's energy, and energy is shaping matter. So once we start to own this as truth, then all of a sudden people start to recognize the power of consciousness. You have to be very careful in one sense, because you don't realize your thoughts are being manifest into reality.
That thoughts are not just things, but thoughts are trespassers that go outside our head and traverse into other people and things and affect them and alter them. And we know this not because of supposition, but because of an enormous body of science that has demonstrated that we can change everything from single-celled organisms to full-fledged human beings.
Oh my goodness, this is a time to recognize your thoughts are not just passing through your head. Your thoughts are manifesting a life experience. And all of a sudden it says, then we should pretty much be concerned about what we're thinking these days.
The brain doesn't know the difference between having an experience and watching someone else have the experience. Think about the potential for healing. If we can feed those mirror neurons images of our own healing, what happens is, because the brain doesn't know the difference, it begins to create the chemistry and sends the signals to the body, and it says, hey body, we better create the chemistry to match this image of healing that we're now receiving.
The chemistry of the brain is a complement to the picture in the mind. If you have a positive picture, you create positive chemistry, and if you have a negative picture, unfortunately, you create negative chemistry. The chemistry is a complement to the picture.
We can affect our world. We are broadcasting 24/7. We are out there broadcasting with every thought we hold. It is affecting. We think, therefore we affect.
We're still discovering what we are and what it means to be human. And the purpose of this program, of us putting this together, and Bruce and Lynn and I all feel the same way about this, is let's find out this extraordinary potential that lives within each of us. Let's find out what that potential is and how we can apply it in our lives to become the best versions of ourselves and create the best families, the strongest societies, ultimately, Steve, the best world possible.
All right. Wow. Was that a wowzer or what? Just incredible. So these are these three faculty that work together with us on the Smarter, Stronger, Faster free program series. It's 3 hours, the free program series, and we're watching the final hour tomorrow beginning at 9 a.m. Pacific, 12 noon Eastern. So join us. We're going to be there. I'll be there live. And again, we'll be taking your questions and comments at the end of the hour-long program tomorrow. Now, I'm here, as you know, with my partner, colleague Noah. Tim Noah goes by Noah. And so we're going to just chat with you a little bit here. That video clip that we watched was so awesome because it gets into the science of how life really works, and the importance of really staying in strong intention and even metaphysically focused on living our lives in healthy ways, in ways that create health and well-being for ourselves and everybody around us, and how we get in trouble where we just let our mind kind of go on recklessly thinking fearful thoughts that don't contribute to any greater good in our own life or lives around us. So let's use that as a jumping off point here to talk a little bit about this conscious journey, which is what Humanity's Team is all about. Of course, we're a global nonprofit. Our focus are three things: supporting people on their conscious journey, creating planetary awakening during our lifetime in this generation, and manifesting flourishing in all parts of our life. And those three things are really different sides of one coin. They all actually kind of go together. Now, so let's feel into just experientially, just out of that science-based discussion, which is very cerebral, it's very mental, emotional. Let's actually just relax into and just take some breaths, some conscious breaths into this whole one reality where we know ourselves as all emanations of the divine, offspring of the divine, but emanations of the divine in every moment, that we're actually expressions of the one, of which we can call cosmos or love or universe or life. We call that one the divine often in humanities team. So let's take some deep breaths into that one that we're expressing now, and into these beautiful thoughts and feelings that are about healing that Craig, Bruce, and Lynn were just discussing. And just feel into this beautiful, it's Friday afternoon here in Boulder, Colorado. Our Friday afternoon and this weekend that's directly ahead of us. And just relax into the invitation that is life, where we live our lives consciously. Okay, now let me come over to you here, Noah. I know you had some inspirations you wanted to share from that here. As
Sure. Well,
Yeah.
thank you for the experience, Steve. Just feeling into this is beautiful. And so, yeah, thank you. And I trust everybody that's with us appreciates this too. And shout out to everybody that's typing in chats, and Vance talking about the mind and our gut and so forth. So much appreciated, and thank you all for joining us. One thing that I glean from watching this video and the series in general is essentially, they say the Eskimos, I'm not sure the precise number, but have dozens of names for snow because they experience snow all the time. And there are different, there's the crunchy snow, there's the soft, fresh snow, there's the frozen snow, there's the packed snow, all kinds of snow if you live in snow. So they have many different names, and we just pretty much have snow. In the Hebrew language, the biblical languages, they say 72 names for God. And in English, we have so many names for mind, for mind activities. We have the conscious mind, the subconscious, the superconscious. We have the id and the ego and thoughts and so forth. And so it makes sense that these scientists are sharing these teachings in our language, so to speak, in today's language, which is primarily mind-driven and analytical and thinking about things, because it's getting to the nature of our experience, of our reality, the ancient eternal truth that we are all one, that we're all connected, and whatever we're experiencing, whatever we're broadcasting, whether we think of it in terms of thoughts or emotions, whatever it may be, that it's not just isolated, we're not living in a silo, it's available for all to experience as well, and it comes from all of everything to be with us. So that's one initial gleaning I wanted to share here, Steve. Just the amount, the weight we put in our time, in our language, on the mind and thinking. Of course, it makes sense that when we share these scientists, that they're speaking this language, that it's always the most popular choice that we offer, and people just really resonate with it, the language that is spoken.
Yeah, no, so true. It's so true, though, especially in the Western world where we're located. We go to this mental, emotional, analytical place, which is kind of the Western way of living. But then when we go to that place, that means, whoops, we lost this place that is our heart hub, that is connected to divine life, that's connected to other people, that's connected to the earth. We lose our what is true prosperity, what is real health and well-being. We lose that communion presence that is based in our heart space. So, and this for me was the beautiful thing about this conscious journey, and where I was an entrepreneur, a technology entrepreneur in Silicon Valley in the 90s, and where I left that lifestyle to come into this conscious lifestyle. It was such a dramatic change. I remember taking the Myers-Briggs test back in that time frame, and I was an ENTJ, which basically means that you're very much a thinking, planning kind of individual. And then I took it years later, and I wasn't anything close to an ENTJ. You know, I wasn't a thinker. I was a feeler. I wasn't a planner where it was all on paper. I was somebody there that was really just being present with people and finding the true fruit of life. And even, this is interesting, even your effectiveness as a professional. So in a work environment, that your effectiveness is just astoundingly so much higher where you're really present with people, and not just in the graphs and the checklists and things. So it's very interesting. You, in a way, you get to eat, you have your cake and eat it too, is what I found. Where I left the unconscious way of living and went to this conscious way of living, where it's very much, I like to use the word even communion, where I feel a communion with the one, even right now. So that this isn't just some abstract notion. So right now, as we're sitting here, as you're viewing this, and as Noah and I are sitting here together, just feeling into that beautiful light, a communion space with that light that's perfect health and well-being, and that loves us in a way that words can't even express. I can only just kind of fathom a little bit of what that love is, but not the fullness of it, because I'm here in an embodied realm now. But feeling that, and the invitation of life here. Look at us sitting here in the studio, the beauty of this moment, where we're sitting here having a little kombucha, our water, kind of yucking it up, talking about these programs that are so cool and exciting that we're doing with our faculty. But then also talking about just the beautiful invitation of what life is, and the prosperity really would be the fullest word that I could use to describe for me what this conscious journey is, the prosperity of where I'm feeling light and love and healing and blessing and grace and beauty, and on and on and on. What is, where prosperity kind of has all of these different dimensions to it, which each of these different words might describe. So, and of course, this is what we're advocates for here in Humanities Team, is I call it that U-turn, where we release from the unconscious way of living and we come down. There's a lot of release of relationships that don't serve us, even sometimes workspace that doesn't serve us. And then we come up the right side of the U, where all these doors are opening, these conscious people who become our friends. We enter into conscious relationships, conscious workspace, and this whole principle of what we throw out in service comes back to us manyfold. All of these things that happen during this conscious journey. So, no, I want to come back over to you, because I know you might have an inspiration or two here you want to share too. In a moment, by the way, we're going to go over to we're going to watch another video clip from another science-based program that we created with faculty called the Science of Self-Empowerment. But we just wanted to share a little bit before we go over to that video clip.
Sure, and and thank you, Steve. Just to preface, I just want to again shout out to everybody. Vance, thank you for joining us. Julia says I am here, and we are too. So glad to be here with you, Julia. Susan, good afternoon from Los Angeles, and Patrina calling that I'm wearing an arc crystal. I've never thought of it this way, and this is beautiful. So thank you for this arc crystal. It goes with the name, so thank you. I just want to share one line with everybody today. I think pretty much any line can be the culmination of everything, and this is one of them. And it's from the book of Exodus 3, and one translation puts it like this: "And God said to Moses, I am that which I am. And God said, Thus shall you say to the children of Israel, I am has sent me to you." And so what's really cool is this line is inviting us to claim godship and authorship and the full responsibility and creation in our life. What is the name of God? I am. It's not that God over there is saying I am, it's God right here. This is why the line tells us, tell the people that I am has sent you. It's saying, who is God? God is right here within and all around myself. So this is one line. I love the biblical text, and so many people tend to get driven off by it because of so much dogma that has surrounded it. But I like to say also, a lot of people are put off by physics or chemistry. Doesn't mean that the study of it is bad. It just means maybe we had a poor teacher or something has turned us off about it. So this is our inspiration, Steve. I'm not sure if you have any thoughts about this or if we should...
I do. Well, first, you probably don't know that Noah was a physics major in college, too. Went to Duke University on the East Coast and graduated with a degree in physics. So he is one that can talk with authority to people being put off by science or math or in sacred text. And we are, I think people know this about Humanities Team, we're very inclusive, so we don't have a dogma. There's not any, as we all know, there's no one
exclusive. It's when it becomes exclusive, Steve, I think then something's amiss. When it's inclusive, here's the truth. Yes, that doesn't mean that something else is not the truth. I think the oneness.
Yeah. What I was going to get at there, which tells the story, is there's no one path to the mountaintop. So we have our friends that are scientists. We have our friends like Ken Wilber that are philosophers, and then we have our friends that are spiritual leaders like Michael Beckwith and Neil Donald Walsh, and friends really in all of the disciplines. We create master classes around all of these disciplines. So yeah, dogma is. Somebody once said, "Right, I'm not your dog and you're not my ma." So, right, we're not into dogma. The one central belief we actually do have is to invite people to find a quiet space in their own life and to go within to their own inner sanctuary and be in touch with their own God of their understanding, and then to follow that. That's our key teaching. They say if you don't go within, you go without, and it's true. So just not falling into this Western way of living where we're up busy in our head and minds and graphs and checklists and things, but rather, and there's a place for planning, of course, but living our lives in this space where we're finding real quality time to go within and feel into these messages that come to us and follow this guidance. Go to the station in life that we're invited to. That was a part of our whole life opportunity in the first place, and then enjoy the fruit of that journey, that conscious journey. So that's what we're advocates for.
Sweet fruit, Steve.
Sweet fruit.
And ripe.
That's right, sweet and ripe fruit. And we and our refrigerator here keep a lot of sweet and ripe fruit. We have our apricot, our what are some of these different nuts?
A lot of dried figs and
dried figs, dates, right?
Fresh apples. We got the citrus. It's still sumo mandarin season.
Right.
Got
Absolutely.
the lemon every morning.
Yeah, let's not leave our carrot friends out,
Right.
And the broccoli and
Celery,
other good celery and other goodies that are a part of our life.
Even Sadie. Sadie eats the pumpkin and the sweet potato. So
That's right. Sadie's my Portuguese water dog over here. You can't see her off camera. So we have a lot of fun. Yeah, healthy fun. And I know you do too, which is why we're all sitting here together, is we're all on the conscious journey together. So that's a good segue now into some other things that we're going to talk about. We're going to kind of turn the page. In just a little bit, in a few moments, we're going to go and look at a video from Science of Self-Empowerment. Now this video is from a masterclass that we created with Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and HeartMath leaders Deborah Rosman and Howard Martin. And it's a fabulous masterclass, and I think you'll really enjoy the clip when we go over there. But before we go over there, I want to just stay with the themes here that Noah and I have been talking about this whole conscious journey, because this program, this masterclass, is on this brand new platform that Humanity's team has created. It's called Humanity Stream Plus, and you might wonder, where did the plus come from? I'll get to that here in a moment. It's called Humanity's Stream Plus, and if you go to humanitystream.tv, you'll see right there, you'll see the platform with all of what is offered there. It's a groundbreaking new platform, and I want to just talk a little bit about it, because the whole reason we as a global nonprofit created this platform, there you can see it on the screen, humanitystream.tv, was so that we could pack this platform with our most popular master classes, with other transformational education. There you can see the logo. This is Humanity Stream Plus. A lot of other conscious material, that video segments and audio segments that are on the platform. There are over 550 hours every week. There you can see we're scanning it now. And I invite you to go to humanitystream.tv to look at this yourself. The beauty of this platform is manyfold, and we'll try and, as well as we can, get to it here now. First, it has all of this, these master classes and all of this educational content. So we're not just relying on awareness during our conscious journey, it's our skills that we're embodying, that we're expressing on a daily basis. So, and these master classes are from people like Thomas Hubel in healing, Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, heart math leaders, Neil Donald Walsh. I have my own program on the platform called Conscious Leadership. You'll see there's just tons and tons and tons of master classes and educational material here. Now, as you can see, as we were scrolling that, and if you go to the site yourself, you'll even be able to see this more powerfully, is this has got a Netflix or Amazon Prime-like interface. It's that simple. You see a program you like and you click on it, and then it just takes you down into, you can see the graphical front end of each of the modules. That's how simple this is to use. It's got this simple graphical intuitive user interface so that you can't get lost. I have a mother who's 87 and really doesn't like to use computers anymore. She can't get lost on this platform. You can't get lost. It's just too simple to find your way around. And you have this unlimited access over 12 months to all of these master classes, all of this material, and every week we're adding more material to it. Every single week we're adding more material that is available to you for free. And of course, you probably know about our master classes. They include collaborative teaching because there's a lot more power where you bring domain experts together like Greg, Bruce, and heart math leaders. It also includes the mentoring, where you're sitting there on screen at the time of the live launch with these faculty, asking your questions, bringing in your comments, and you're eyeball to eyeball with them, live mentoring. So these are just some of the features that are on the platform. Now we call it Humanity Stream Plus because there's a lot of other stuff that's included with the subscription. And by the way, the subscription is $39.99 a month, which is $488 a year, and it's billed annually. So $488 a year billed annually. Our master classes are $297, so that's less than 200 more than just one master class. This is why I say it's groundbreaking. The interface is groundbreaking. The price is groundbreaking. All of these other things that we include are groundbreaking. We can offer it because we're a nonprofit and we don't have any shareholders. We're never going to sell this organization or go public as a nonprofit. You don't do that. In fact, we've created an ecosystem, I'll call it, with our faculty so that some of that subscription revenue now and forever is shared with our faculty to support their work, important work that they're doing. Okay, so now in the Plus, some things that are included. You've got a certificate of completion. Each time you finish a master class at no charge, you just print it out, load it down, print it out. You get free upgrades during the Global Oneness Summit. We had over 200,000 people participate last year, and for about $97, this is what we charge for the upgrade to get the free video of the whole summit. That comes to you free. When we do our Spiritual Leadership Award, we invite our Stream Plus members in as kind of VIPs. They come in early in the program to talk with a spiritual leader. We're giving that award to Greg Braden this year on September 15th, so they'll join us on that date. We have these virtual communities as well that go with each of the master classes that that you as a Stream member are invited to, and you come into these separate little virtual communities around each of the master classes. Then there's one giant one called humanities.team, our own virtual community that's kind of like Facebook, except that it's all conscious people, all smiling, happy people with pictures and graphics and things. So these are just some of the things then, in addition to the platform, that are part of Humanities Stream Plus. Now I'll save the best for last, is even after I cover all of these things, which are a mouthful, you don't have to take it from me or from Humanities Team that it's a really groundbreaking platform. It's free for 7 days. So when you go to humanitiesstream.tv, you'll see that you can just enter your name and you'll get a free trial for 7 days. And then there's a guarantee period after that. So you don't have to spend any money on this platform until you satisfy yourself that all the things that you want to see as a conscious person on this conscious journey are here in the platform. So there's no exposure to you at all. Invite you to spend some quality time on this humanitiesteam.tv site. You can also go to humanitiesteam.org and scroll down. You'll see a graphic, some of the screen images of the screens, and you can just click through. It'll take you to the site that way also. And spend quality time on the site. And then if you feel like this is a good deal for you, you can sign up for the free trial. And then, as I mentioned, there's a guarantee period after that. So this is our gift to people all over the world that are on this conscious journey. The statement that we make, which is very bold on our Humanities Team website, is that during this generation, which is to say my lifetime, that the world becomes conscious, that this planetary awakening occurs, that flourishing in all parts of our life is something that manifests. That's our vision, that's our dream, that's what we get up every day to do, to work on. And this platform is the thing that just combines all of the stuff that we've put together in the most amazing way at a really attractive price point, $488 a year, to support people on the conscious journey. So that's a little bit about that. Let me come back now to the science of self-empowerment. Let's go ahead and cut over. There's about a 6-minute video that we've created from our masterclass called Science of Self-Empowerment. Let's go take a look at that, and then we'll talk a little bit about this program that's a part of the platform.
Hi, dear friends, cultural creatives and seekers. This third chapter I refer to as New Physics, Good Vibes and Bad Vibes. Very interesting point about physics. Let's understand what it represents. Physics is the term mechanism. So you can say quantum physics, quantum mechanics, Newtonian physics, Newtonian mechanics, mechanisms, mechanics of how the universe works. So physics, the science of physics, is the foundation of the mechanisms of how the universe works. As we started in section 1, we broke down the universe into 2 realms, the physical material realm and an energetic and visible realm. A Newtonian perception, a classical physics interpretation of the universe in which we live. And in the process, then we talked about the nature of proteins, and that proteins respond to environmental signals. So signal plus protein equals behavior. The question is now, what are the signals? What do they represent? In the world of Newtonian physics, A signal affecting a physical body, by definition, has to be a physical signal. So it's real interesting is that the nature of medicine, the word medicine itself, represents what? Chemicals that are used to adjust the physical body. So that conforms to our Newtonian perception of the world. You got a physical body, you want to heal it, you're going to have to use physical techniques, surgery, chemistry, drugs. Well, that's an interesting story because it separates the invisible energy from having any relevance in our lives at all. Only physical signals are considered by medicine.
Hello, everyone. Greg Braden here. And I want to welcome you to this all new series, The Science of Self-Empowerment. And I want to just take this opportunity first to thank you for making the time in your life to explore this very unique series put together by myself, my colleagues, Dr. Bruce Lipton. It's the founding members of the Institute of Heart Math, two of them, Dr. Deborah Rosman and Howard Martin. And a very special thanks to the people at Humanity's team for making this entire series possible, for their vision, their dedication, their perseverance to push through and trusting us with some new formats to share this new information. And that's what this series is all about. There's a new human story, an untold human story that is emerging. And it's an important story because it changes the way you and I think about ourselves, our relationship to our bodies, our relationship to the world, the way we solve our problems in a world that's changing faster than we can document it in our textbooks or teach it in our classrooms. New discoveries have, in fact, overturned 150 years of scientific thinking when it comes to us, our origin, our history, our relationship to our bodies, as I've mentioned, and how we function in this world. And you would think that there would be a lot of excitement about this new story, and there is among the broad general public, those that know about it. But the discoveries we're going to be sharing with you typically are not showing up in the mainstream. You're not going to see these in mainstream classrooms, mainstream textbooks, mainstream documentaries on cable television. And people ask me all the time, Greg, why don't we know about this stuff? If this is rock solid science, which it is, this is all based upon peer-reviewed science, why aren't we seeing this more commonly in the...
Hi, I'm Deborah Rosman. I'm the CEO of Heart Math Incorporated. I'm also a behavioral psychologist and the co-author of the transforming series of books, The Heart Math Approach to Transforming Anger, Transforming Anxiety, Transforming Stress, and Transforming Depression. I'm really honored to be with you today to talk about our latest book, Heart Intelligence, Connecting with the Intuitive Guidance of the Heart. This relates directly to the mission of Heart Math, which is to help people bring their mental, emotional, and physical systems into coherent alignment with their heart's intuitive guidance. Now, we actually look at the heart as a system of intelligence. Heart Math system itself includes scientific research, tools, techniques, training programs, technologies, methodologies to help people access this intelligence of the heart. And when Doc Childrey, the founder of Heart Math, first started our research center and invited myself, Howard Martin, and others to join him, he wanted to see if there were physiological correlates to what ancients have called the wisdom of the heart, the intuitive, still small voice of the heart.
Well, hello there. I'm Howard Martin, and very proud to be a part of this wonderful program being provided by Humanity's team, along with my colleagues, Deborah Rosman, Greg Braden, and Bruce Lipton. So glad to be with you, and looking forward to the opportunity to share my heart with you in ways that I hope are meaningful, that provide a sense of fulfillment and greater satisfaction in life for each and every one of you. Now, my life's work, I guess, could be defined, at least in these last 40 years, as an exploration of heart. Started out for me as a very young man. Read books, I'd heard about heart, I'd seen philosophical statements about it, and I really wanted to know more. So I began to dig in, and try to look at some of what I was reading and apply it in my life to bring forward some of the qualities of heart that seemed to make the most sense to me. As I did that, changes began to happen. I began to feel like, well, this was the path I need to be on. This is the place I need to go in understanding myself and understanding life and trying to provide some sense of service for other people.
All right, wasn't that fascinating? So that was a cut again from Science of Self-Empowerment, a masterclass that we created with Greg Braden, Bruce Lipton, and HeartMath leaders Deborah Rosman and Howard Martin. And you got a little bit of a taste there for what that masterclass is. It is available as a standalone masterclass on the humanitiesteam.org website, but it's also available in the Humanities Stream Plus subscription service. This is the 12-month subscription where our most popular masterclasses and other transformational education and other conscious media are all co-located. So, and the best deal, by far, the best value here is in Humanities Stream Plus. So, which is why I spent a minute talking about it here earlier, because it's there combined with our most popular master classes, other transformational education. We're adding about one a week right now. And then all of these other media from Global Oneness Summit, from these programs that we've done over the years with Desmond Tutu and Deepak Chopra and even Yoko Ono and others, many people that are in and around this whole conscious space. So I want to share, let's just come back to the big picture here as we're coming, as the hour is soon going to come to a close. I really enjoyed this moment here just a little bit ago where Noah and I were sharing about the conscious journey and what it means to us, kind of what it feels like, how we live it daily, including during our lunch hour where we're doing really fun stuff. So for me, one of the things that it means is that this whole American dream thing, which I think is becoming a dinosaur or a relic, where the focus is on creating a financial prosperity in some huge, monstrous way, where there's just money sitting in bank accounts, and fame, where it's just about becoming known to people all over the world. And also power over, where, again, the old style power, where we're just running some huge kind of organization and we have power over others. That I think that day is come and is gone. I think as we're leaving COVID now and the world is starting to open up again, and as we're coming out into the world with our deeper reflections, with these deeper values that we've been in touch with, where we're clear about what we want on this journey, this walk of ours that's ahead. I think for many now, what we're clear about is that that old fame, fortune, and power over thing is not what we want. That's not how we want to spend our time. And I might even go so far as to call it kind of a kid's game, really. We don't need to play that kid's game anymore. It's about something much deeper than that, a prosperity that's much fuller than that, a communion state that's much more beautiful than that. And those are the kinds of things that Noah and I here are doing our best to put words around during this program. We'll come back over to the shot here where Noah and I are on camera. Here we are, sitting here together in the studio. Noah, thank you for joining me, brother.
Thank you,
Here,
Steve. Wow.
Hey, I really appreciate it coming on camera with me here on this Friday to share your heart. I appreciate it.
I had to
brother.
come all the way down the street to get here, so.
All right, and Noah and also Jim Gray, who you can't see, he's not on camera, but they're the ones that devised this whole studio with all of this really cool stuff, where they can even create the whole on effect where it looks like I'm sitting with somebody in New Zealand live. So Noah, hats off to you. And Noah just does this technical stuff as something on the side, as you could probably tell during this program. His real heart is actually in his own spiritual journey. And he has actually a Course in Miracles program on Sunday evenings. I think it's at 4 Pacific, 5 Mountain, I think.
That's right, yeah. Thank you, Steve.
And if you go to the Humanities Team Facebook page or humanities.team, our virtual community, you can participate in that. Karen Gordon co-hosts that program with them. I think you would really enjoy that. You might want to drop in this Sunday if you like the idea. So as we get ready to close here, so the Humanities Stream Plus, check it out. If you like the idea, try the free trial. We are totally devoted here in Humanities Team to getting ourselves conscious, all of humanity conscious, this whole world conscious in our generation during this lifetime. Let's do that together. It's let's go time, and let's go be conscious. Let's go really be present, live in this communion state, be awakened, and just enjoy all the prosperity that's ours to enjoy here. Let's do that together. Okay. Thank you for joining us, and a shout out too to Garth Catterall, Dee Meyer. I mentioned Karen Gordon, Jim Gray. Thank you all for being here and making this program possible. We'll be back with you next Friday, an hour early next Friday. Usually we start at 12 noon Pacific, which is 3 Eastern. Next Friday, we're going to start at 11 a.m. Pacific, which is 2 Eastern. And Lynn McTaggart's going to come in live from her home in the United Kingdom. So, and I'll be right here in our Boulder studio. Join us next week. Have a fabulous week, everybody. Thank you for spending part of your Friday with us here. Namaste.